we are going to start a new unit, okay, that is called Building Character. Okay, remember that I uploaded the new unit name, okay, that is this one, okay, and we are going to start with this part, which is the preview. Okay, so first of all, we're going to listen to the preview. Okay, you just have to listen to it. You have the audio for yourself that I have uploaded as well, and it's just for you to get an idea, okay, what it is about. Okay, so the question in this case is lying good for you? So we are going to listen to a lecture on the truth about lying. Okay, and you have to think about these questions. They may be the questions of the time somehow. Okay, so you may say, in what kind of situation does the speaker imply that people are most likely to tell lies? Do you ever tell lies? Okay, this is just for analyzing. Okay, just an introduction of the lesson. Okay, so let's listen carefully.
Want to know the honest truth? We all tell lies. Yes, I mean everybody does. In a psychological study, 147 participants were asked to keep a diary of the lies they told over the course of a week. Researchers found that participants told lies to about 30% of the people with whom they interacted. There wasn't a single day during the study when the participants didn't tell at least one lie. In fact, we live in a world where we are often punished for being truthful and rewarded for lying. For example, we tell our spouse we got stuck in traffic instead of admitting that we forgot about a dinner date. So we're rewarded with our spouse's sympathy instead of anger or disappointment. Making up an excuse keeps us out of trouble. And then there are white lies. White lies are lies we tell to try to avoid hurting someone else's feelings. For example, we say we love a friend's gift when in fact we don't like it at all. Who could argue that it would be better to tell your friend the truth? Thank you, but I hate your gift. I don't think so. Believe it or not, telling white lies may in fact be good for us socially because they protect the feelings of the people with whom we interact. So whether we're telling them to protect ourselves or to protect others, we all tell lies. And here's an interesting fact. Research shows that the people whose professions require the most social contacts, for example, store clerks, salespeople, politicians, and journalists, tell the most lies. Sometime when you're ready, try keeping a diary for a week and see how long you can go without telling a single lie. Good luck.
Interesting, right? Okay, so in what kind of situation do you think that it may be kind of acceptable to telling lies? Okay, so do you ever tell lies? According to the audio, yes, everybody tells lies. Okay, so I will upload this listening for you to have it. Okay, and I will also upload the transcript. Okay, so now we're going to do the following thing. Okay, we're going to look at this. This is as the previous unit. Okay, it is a dialogue, and you have to pay attention to the featured here. Okay, so that means that you have to write down or you have to study the expressions, okay, that are underlined. Okay, so they are in context. Okay, that is the idea. So you're going to listen to this to this dialogue. Okay, and the good idea is you have to listen and read at the same time, which is very useful. Okay, so let's go.
Mom, do you remember that troublemaker in my class who I told you about?
Rick? The guy who always wants to be the center of attention, right?
Mm-hmm. So Mr. Hines had to leave the room, and as soon as he leaves, Rick gets up and sits in Mr. Hines' chair, acting like he's the teacher, just for a few laughs.
Sounds obnoxious to me.
But that's not the worst of it. He got so carried away that he started fooling around with Mr. Hines' tablet. Then things kind of got out of hand. He dropped it on the floor, and the screen cracked.
Well, it serves him right. I suppose he's in big trouble now.
Actually, no. He ran back to his seat as if nothing had happened.
But Mr. Hines must have seen the tablet when he got back. What happened then?
No one said a word.
Why didn't you or anyone else speak up?
I guess no one wanted to be called a snitch. And now Mr. Hines is blaming everyone. He knows we all know what happened. I feel so guilty.
Sophie, don't be so hard on yourself. You aren't the only one who didn't do the right thing. So how can you make things right now?
I could tell Mr. Hines the truth.
Or what about talking to Rick instead? Tell him to own up to what he did. Say it's not fair for him to expect you or his other classmates to conceal the truth to protect him.
That's actually a pretty good idea. Rick's not a bad guy, just a bit of a clown. He'll get it.
And then no one would think you were telling on him.
Mom, you're so smart.
Okay, good. So this was a conversation, okay, between a mother and her daughter. Okay, so what do you think it is the meaning of the expressions and the phrases that are underlined? So let's see. Okay, understand from context. Okay, with a partner, you don't have that opportunity. You have to find and discuss the meanings of these feature words. So it says, I was so embarrassed that I dropped Ben's phone, but that's not the worst of it. What do you think is the meaning of it? Even more bad things happen. Okay, so that was not the worst. Number 2, I was going to chat with Sue for just a few minutes, but we got carried away. What is the meaning of that expression? But we just couldn't stop. Okay, that we got carried away. We couldn't stop speaking or chatting. 3, we just wanted to scare him a little, but I guess things got out of hand. This is like something gets out of control, so that means that we went too far. The result wasn't what we thought it would be. And realize all the time, if people don't want to be her friend, it serves her right. What is it? If people don't want to be her friend, it's her fault. Okay? So it serves her right, it's her fault. 5, don't worry, I won't tell anyone you broke the plate. I'm not a snitch. Okay, so I don't report people when they do something wrong. That is the idea of a snitch. 6, I'm sorry if I forgot your birthday again. How can I make things right? What is the meaning? What can I do to make you feel better and make up for my mistake? Honestly, I think what you said to her was mean. I suggest you own up to that and apologize. I suggest you take responsibility and admit you made a mistake. And 8, if mom finds out I didn't go to class today, she'll be really mad. Don't tell me. Okay, that means that don't be a snitch. Tell mom I did something wrong. Okay, good. So this is the meaning, okay, of these expressions in context. Okay, so now we're going to do this. Okay, this is just a test. Okay, this is kind of a game. Okay, take the self-test. Can you own up to your mistake? What would you do? Okay, so for example, when we say, we have here different things. So what would you do if you, for example, broke something that didn't belong to you? I think I admit the mistake. Okay, we say it was my fault and so on. Okay, so you just have to tick. What would you do? Okay, if you lost something you had borrowed from someone, okay, I think I would buy it again for him. Okay, if you were late for a meeting or an appointment, okay, of course I would say sorry. If you broke a promise you had made to someone, oh yeah, I would feel guilty. If I forgot someone's birthday on the anniversary, okay, it depends on the person. If you damaged someone else's parked car, if you were stopped by the police for speeding, okay, I never speed anyway, but I will assume the responsibility. Okay, so if you were gossiping about someone, okay, maybe I could I would apologize. Okay, so here you have the results of the test. Okay, this is just like kind of a game. So 3 options, okay, or other answering these questions, okay, and here you have the results of the test. Okay, good. So this is the first part of the class for this week.